A Chinese rocket with 3 astronauts aboard lifted off overnight and docked with China's new space station a few hours later. That orbiting lab will compete with the International Space Station, which is near the end of its expected life. Ramy Inocencio reports on this new challenge for NASA, echoing the race to the moon and back in the 1960s.
With rockets flaring, China made it clear Washington could not block Beijing's space ambitions forever. A decade after the U.S. barred China from the ISS, citing national security, the first 3 astronauts to the nation's own space station broke the bonds of Earth.
They really are serious in wanting to emerge as a very senior science power for the benefit of all mankind.
This spring, China landed a rover on Mars, just the second country after the U.S. And China's space station, called Palace of the Heavens, is set for completion at the end of 2022.
Thermal cover coming open.
The 23-year-old ISS to be decommissioned just 2 years later.
But I suspect that America will actually develop its own capabilities and probably keep the space station going longer because it won't want to see China having the only game in town.
With China's ascent, literally, do you think that's the kick in the butt that the United States space program needs?
I think it may well be. I mean, you know, if you go back to the 50s and 60s, it was a rivalry and competition between the Soviet Union and America that did launch a real space race to the moon.
Half a century later, the space race is blasting higher, with more ambition and competition. For CBS This Morning, Ramy Inocencio, Hong Kong.
You know, if the U.S. hadn't banned China from the ISS, maybe China wouldn't be trying to make its own competing space station.
Competition is good.
Yeah.